are. Welcome to today's moment of meditation. So wherever you found yourself, whether you're listening live or you're listening to the recording, I would invite you just to settle into the space where you have found yourself and just gently let your body begin to relax into that space. If you're in a chair or on the ground, just really anchor into the seat that you have taken, but then allow your spine to lengthen. Allow your heart to lift just a little bit. And then start to breathe this beautiful rhythm of inhales and exhales, helping yourself to feel anchored and grounded and secure. And as you're beginning to breathe and your eyes are gently closed, just draw your awareness to the space where you are right now. All the stuff of the day, just let it be. All the stuff that's still pending and hanging on, don't bring it into this moment, but rather just be here. Be now. And as we're settling in, and the breath is slow and steady and even, if at any moment your mind starts to wander, come back to the breath. It is the anchor. It's the anchor we take with us everywhere we go. And it does not fail us if we'll just remember to come back to it. And so I want to share with you a quote from Thich Nhat Hanh that I've read many times and came across it today and just sat and remembered how I felt the first time that I read it. He says, meditation is not to escape from society, but to come back to ourselves and see what is going on. Once there is seeing, there must be acting. With mindfulness, we'll know what to do and what not to do to help. And so I'm going to read it again in just a second, but I want to kind of tell you how this quote resonates with me. Because I am a doer, and I like to spring into action, oftentimes applying help and fixes to things that are not even mine to help and fix. Because I feel that once I see a need, I'm then responsible to act. But this quote really tells us a lot more about what our purpose and our path is. So listen to it just one more time. It says, meditation is not to escape from society, but to come back to ourselves and see what's going on. Once there is seeing, there must be acting. But with mindfulness, we will know what to do and what not to do to help. And so as we're each just kind of letting those words just kind of sit with us, it'd be really easy to stop after the sentence that says, once they're seeing, there must be acting. But Thich Nhat Hanh, this wise, incredible Buddhist monk that has taught us so many things in the years he was on the earth, he goes on with that next sentence and tells us there must be mindfulness. And what he's telling us is there must be a pause. There must be gentle awareness. There must be intention, not just acting. And so when I think about that quote, it really resonates with this idea of each of us getting to be a blessing to those in our path. And sometimes the people that we are a blessing to don't even know the role that we play in their lives. Some of them do. Some of them are strangers handing us a cup of coffee through a drive-through window. Some of those are our family, our colleagues. But that quote tells us that as we sit here in meditation, in this regular, consistent showing up, we start to see. We let all the busyness of the day go, and for these few minutes we sit with incredible awareness and we see. We see where the need is, both within ourselves, within our community, within our people's lives. And then through a mindful practice, we begin to see how it is that we are meant to help, how we are meant to be a blessing. And I think that this quote by Thich Nhat Hanh resonates so much with me because it connects so well with my mantra. It's a mantra that was given to me by a teacher many years ago, and it's a mantra that I have pinned on the wall of my yoga studio, and I come back to it often because it has exactly the same sentiment that he said in his quote. This mantra only has 4 words, and so as you just sit in your space, just breathing, just listen. It says, Loka, Samasta, Sukhino, Bhavantu. Loka, Samasta, Sukhino, Bhavantu. When you translate that from Sanskrit to English, Sanskrit has so many more letters than we have, and these very few words can capture so much meaning when we translate it. What it says is, may all beings be happy and free. And may I somehow, in my path and in my purpose, contribute to that well-being of others. And so the blessing that's in the beginning of that says, may all beings, all of us, you and me, may we all be happy and free. And when it talks about freedom there, it's talking about this freedom from this liberation of our spirit, this freedom in our minds, the freedom from all these competing dualities that exist within us. May all of us be happy and free. And then along that same line of what Thich Nhat Hanh was saying, it goes on to say, and may I be somehow a contribution and a blessing to the happiness and the freedom of others. And I don't know what each day that blessing or that contribution is supposed to look like. So in order to know, I show up on my cushion. I sit and I breathe. And like he said, I begin to see. This incredible acute awareness that comes through meditation, I begin to see. And then from that seeing, I can mindfully begin to see how to act, what to do, where to help, and where not to help. And so I would encourage each of us across these next few minutes, as I grow quiet, I'll say the mantra one more time, but then each of us, let's just sit and see. See what comes to mind with this idea of where my purpose is to contribute. And also see where it's not. We'll learn to fix what is ours to fix. We'll learn what is to do what is ours to do, and leave the rest for those that it's meant for. It's a really hard thing to pause and not just jump into action. But our practice, each time in our chair, our cushion, our space, when we show up, it reminds us to pause. And through this gentle awareness, to begin to see with eyes that are different than the eyes that we've looked at across the world with before. Loka, Samasta, Sukhino, Bhavantu. May all beings be happy and free. And may I somehow be a blessing and a contribution to the happiness and the freedom of others. So now as we sit, just let that mantra just kind of hang in the air and just see. See with your mind's eye, see with your heart, see with your spirit, and notice what arises. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace. And when you end that mantra with the Om and the Shanti, it signifies that as we are contributing to the health and the happiness and the well-being of others in the way that we are intended to contribute, that will then bring peace. Peace to ourselves, peace to the one that we're serving, and ultimately, peace in the world. Loka Samasta Sukhino Bhavantu. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. Om. Peace, peace, peace. Namaste.